Yes, my people, it's your boy John Wick, and I'm here with a new series called Fatherhood. Yes, it's your boy Wicko with another episode of Fatherhood. Before we lock in, please make sure you like, subscribe, share with your uncle, your auntie, everybody. I need all the followers. Okay? Today I have a special guest. And I'm so happy to have him here today with me because his time is very valuable. You see, right now, if he gets angry, it's not the same anger that I will show. This one is the tongues and angels. If he gets mad right now. But today,
This guy.
we have my brother, Pastor, Prophet.
It's okay,
Ronnie.
it's okay.
The man. What's been going on though, Ronnie, man? Sorry, let me address. I'm even thinking that we're sorry, Prophet.
No, allow it.
But for the people who don't know, who are you? Who is Ronnie?
So my name's Ronnie, like you said.
Yeah.
I am a Christian. I'm a father. I'm a husband, and I lead a Christian fellowship called Arise. And yeah, that kind of summarizes all the things I do at the moment.
And how long have you been the pastor of Arise?
It's been about 6 years.
Okay.
So it was a campus fellowship. So we started at uni.
Yeah.
And then after uni, we started doing events in London. Because we went uni in Essex.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started doing events in London, gospel concerts, conferences, things like that. So yeah, it's not like a church in the traditional sense of what people know church to be.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of church activities.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And do Bible study as well, actually, by the way. That I attend to, which is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm not just saying this because he's here. Genuinely, it's actually so good. One thing I do love is that it don't matter how much of the Bible you know or don't know. Any questions you need answering, they're very, very much on teaching you the actual word. And it's not like a word that someone can come and jingles you and then you don't find it in the Bible. This is all biblical. And again, why I say that he is someone that's as important as my dad is because I've seen the growth from myself and my spiritual journey since being, under his wing. So
Wow.
very, very important, man. Very, very important, man.
Wow, I'm happy, man. I'm happy
Very
to hear
important, man. So you said that you've been doing Arise for 6 years.
Yeah.
Could you please explain to people how old you are, please, if you don't mind?
I'm 28.
28.
Yeah.
So you've been doing the gospel since 22.
Yeah, thereabouts. So I was actually, I think 20 when we started on campus.
Yeah.
And we started off doing services.
Yeah.
Then we did all night prayer. So we're doing services, we'll do all night prayer, we're doing Bible studies, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So kind of the things that we do in London now, here and there,
Yeah.
but we were doing it weekly. So on campus is a proper campus church.
Yeah.
And it still exists now, it's still there. So we go visit them every year, we have new leaders and everything. But we haven't felt led to start a church in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
We enjoy the flexibility of the way that things are at the moment. We can just come up with an idea and do something.
Yeah.
Whereas if we were a Sunday morning church, it makes the system a little bit more kind of rigid.
Yeah.
And that's just not the direction that we've felt led to go into. So yeah.
Yeah. At 20 years old, some people say it's young. But everyone finds God at different ages and stuff. What led you to the point of, wanting to run a fellowship and, be a dedicated man of the Lord?
I think I'm a very passionate person in general. And I'm very go all out. So before I was a Christian, I would go all out. So I would organize everyone to come to the raves. I was the one coordinating things in the group chat. And when I go out, I'm out. I'm the one standing on the table, whining, pouring champagne on the
That's
girl.
my pastor.
So I'm like a go all out kind of person by nature. So when I got saved, I was 17 when I got saved. I went to Ghana for my granddad's funeral or like his funeral anniversary. And there I met people that spoke to me about Christ, and I gave my life to Christ, and I came back and I started just going on a journey, just listening to preachings, like trying to go to church, trying to figure things out and everything. And that kind of started that journey. And because of the nature of me being like an all out person, I started telling my friends about God, started telling my friends about Christ. I started preaching to them. And I was just about to go to uni. When I got to uni, I joined fellowship, meeting up with people, Bible study, prayer, all of that. And then as we were doing Bible study in the house, I just felt like we need to establish something on campus so that more people can come to, we can book rooms and do it and everything. And so I never set out with having a mind that I'm going to lead people or I'm going to do a ministry or anything like that. It was just an overflow of my passion and an overflow of my desire for God and for other people to have this experience with God that led me into doing all the things that I was doing and put me in the position that I'm in now, really.
That's amazing, man, because there's the reason I say it's amazing because you've saved so many people's lives and you don't even understand.
You know what? I wouldn't say I'm saved,
but it's obviously by the grace of God. By the grace of God.
You
know, you've saved a lot of people's lives, man.
You know what? Like, I speak to people who've come through Arise in one way or another, and it's just like you're describing. It's the same story. Like, people are like, Arise has changed my life. Arise has impacted me. People say all sorts of things, especially in uni. You can go off in uni. And even though I was like saved before I went uni, in my first year, I went off because I was like, you know what? Yeah, I need to.
I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time.
But I'm glad that God convicted me in that first year and brought me, back to being serious. Because otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to start Arise. So many things would have delayed in life. So yeah.
So now we know a little bit about you. I want to now ask you, like, where was you when you found out the news that your wife was pregnant?
I remember it so vividly, especially because she's got a video of when she told me. So sometimes I watch that video. So I was lying in bed and she was like working. And I was stressed because of like a situation that was going on. I was bare stressed, borderline depressed. Maybe I'm using that term loosely. You know, everyone says they're depressed all the time about everything. But I was just lying. I was lying in bed, and she ordered something from Amazon. It was like a baby t-shirt, and it said on it, "You're going to be a dad." So she said to me, she got a gift for my brother's daughter that I should have a look at and see if it's all right. And I'm thinking, usually I'm not into those things. I'm just like, it's fine. Everything's fine. Do you get what I mean? So I was like, okay, I open it and I see on there, "You're going to be a dad." And I was like, what? And like, bro, I just jumped out of the bed. I jumped out of the bed and I started walking towards her. I was like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was happy. Like, we were just happy. We were like thanking God. Like, it was just a beautiful moment, man. I'll never forget it.
That's actually a never forgetting moment.
Yeah, I was so excited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Finally, I have someone I can send shop. Send to wash my plate.
Come and get me the remote. So when before you became a dad, what was your imagination of like being a dad? Like, what did you think fatherhood was going to be before becoming a dad?
I knew that it would be hard.
Yeah.
And I knew that it would take a lot of learning. I feel like it's easy to wing it through a lot of things. it's easy to wing it through a relationship, easy to wing it through first year of marriage, second year of marriage, easy to wing it through GCSEs, A levels, whatever it may be. But when you've got a real human being that is existing and depends on you, there's no winging it. So I knew that it will take a lot of work. I knew that it will take a lot of learning, and I knew it will take a lot of unlearning, because you can only repeat what you have seen around you. And a lot of what we've seen around us isn't necessarily the best or isn't necessarily positive. Not in parenting per se, but just in general in life. So I knew that like I'm going to have to start learning what is going to be. But I guess all I really knew for sure is that it wasn't going to be easy. It was going to be hard. There'll be mistakes, but I'll learn along the way, pick things up and keep it moving.
So fast forward now, you have an amazing little man.
Yeah.
How has that been? Like, how's the journey? Like, he's just turned 1 as well.
Yeah.
So how's that journey been? Like, a lot of what you had in your mind, is it now come to life now?
Yeah.
In terms of like the hardness of it, like,
you know what? The beginning part was really difficult. Like waking up every 2.5 hours, changing nappy, feeding, milk, crying. It was like headache. It was not like the beginning part was tough. I'm not going to lie. Like I used to call my dad back in Ghana.
Yeah.
And I was like, is there any way like you could find maybe a house girl from the village that wants to come to the UK? And I'll happily, I'm being serious. I called him and I was like, find someone from the village or something that can come over, stay in the house, help out for a year. After a year, I give her a big sum of money or help her get her documents so she can stay in the UK and go live her life or wherever she wants. Like, that's how intense it was. And we had help. We had her parents, my parents, her siblings, Bemi, as you know, like all of that, my siblings. We had help. But even with the help, it was like, you know that meme of that black girl that's got her hair? Yeah.
Just pulling out her hair, bro.
That's how it felt. Like, but that was just the beginning, like the first couple of months. And there were times when like my wife's maybe going to like, you know, out, I'm with him all day. And those days was when I was like, oh, like help, like, do you know what I mean? But so it was as hard as I thought it would be. But what I didn't realize is how quickly you get used to it.
Yeah.
So after like, I'll say 6 months, I was kind of in the flow of it. And I kind of knew, you know, what it was all about, how to go about it, everything like that. Obviously, he keeps on developing and things change, but yeah.
He's even started walking now as well.
Yeah. Running around the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And funny, it was so beautiful to see because we were actually there when he started walking and it was like the house went crazy. The house went actually crazy. So it's like moments like that are just so beautiful. Like when you see his development, man. That's proper good, man. A question that I haven't wrote down that I do want to ask you. We've mentioned wife because you're obviously married. When did you meet your wife?
So we met in uni.
Yeah.
She came to visit her friend.
Yeah.
And I went to the friend's house and I saw her.
Yeah.
And I asked her friend, is your friend single? Like, privately, and kind of like I want to move to her. Is she single? Is she like open to being like? Is she calm? And then the friend was like, our mutual friend was like, yeah, like go for it.
Is she single?
So, yeah. So I got her number, started messaging her. We started talking, and yeah, that's how it started.
And how long ago was that before you guys got married and then had a child as well?
So I think we knew each other for like. Maybe 5 years before we got married.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we knew each other, like we met this time I'm talking about. And then we lost touch with each other. We just lost contact. And then years later, we now re-established contacts. Like we met somewhere, re-established contacts. And then that's when we actually started talking proper.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And how long have you guys been married for as well?
We have been married, it will be 3 years in October. So 2.5 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's get into the actual questions.
We're waiting for you to get married.
Yeah, no, that's happening in Jesus' name. That's happening, man. I need to. I actually need to, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm around so much people who are married and have children, and it's like it's such a beautiful life, man. It seems so nice. Of course, it's not all like perfect, but it's just for me. I feel like once I'm married and have a child, or when I have children, I feel like for me that's like completed life. Obviously, there's more you want to do, but for me, that's been one of my goals from young. You know, to not be a baby dad and just have multiple kids just gallivanting everywhere.
Yeah.
That's never really been a part of me still.
Yeah.
But yeah, we praise God though. Habibti, don't worry. Your ring is coming. Your ring is coming. Don't worry. Okay, so first thing I want to ask you is, what are some of the mistakes you made as a father, would you say? Or have you made any mistakes as a father?
Yeah, I would say the first thing that comes to mind is something that I'm now, like, I've caught myself in and like need to correct, which is like sometimes I'll be spending time with him, holding him, we're chilling together or whatever, but like maybe I'm on my phone and like I'm with him, but I'm not giving him attention. And I'm distracted. I'm on my phone. I'm calling someone. I'm trying to do something. So I feel like just in this 1 year that's gone, when I review myself and evaluate, I know that, okay, I need to be more intentional about spending time with him and just being focused on that. And I think the other part of it is like modeling certain things in front of him and not thinking that he's too young to understand it. So for example, I want him when he wakes up in the morning to see me reading my Bible, to see me praying, to see me worshiping, something along those lines. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't want to think, oh, he's too young to understand or he won't even know anyway. I want that image to be in his mind
Like
because
exactly,
he grows up knowing that when I wake up, first thing I need to do is spend time with God. Whereas now I might wake up and I might go downstairs or I might go into like a different room because I don't want to wake him up, don't want to wake up my wife or something along those lines. But I want to really start modeling in front of him how he should do things. And I don't think that I've done that well enough, I would say. So yeah, that's
a nice answer. Very nice answer. What are your greatest challenges you've had to overcome as a father?
I would say selfishness, because there's a level of selflessness that you need for marriage, but then there's a greater level of selflessness that you need to be a parent, to be a father, to run a home. So I would say, naturally, we're all thinking about ourselves. And my biggest challenge is probably has been trying to not think about myself and think about him, think about what he needs, what's best for him, that sort of thing. So I would say that's probably been the biggest thing to like overcome, like put yourself last, put yourself last, put yourself last, put him first, put family first. I'd say that's probably been it, yeah.
And another thing I want to ask you, in a generation of where kids are going missing, how do you kind of gauge that? I know it's still early days, but like, how do you kind of go about dealing with that kind of situation as a parent?
Yeah, there's a lot of scary things out there, man. Like weird people, crazy people, psychos, not even to be insulting, but genuine like psychos. And so there is that overprotectiveness where you want to make sure that this child's going to be okay. You want to make sure your family's going to be okay. And where we live, sometimes we hear random stories of crazy things happening. You know, police knocked on our door the other day. They said that, did you see or hear the incident that happened at 2 p.m. today? Bare feds knocking on everyone's door on the road. So things like that make it like, like what's going on? It makes it like scary. But ultimately, there'll always be places that he will be and I won't be there. There'll always be places and things that he'll be doing I won't be involved in. When he goes to school, I'm not there. It's only so much I can control. If a crazy guy runs into the school with a machete, I'm not there to jump in front of him and stop it.
Sorry. Answer this. Answer. It's my friend. Go on.
But what I can do is I can pray. I can trust God. I can dedicate him to God. I can commit him into the hands of God. And I believe that in doing that, God will watch over him. The Bible says that the watchmen, which is like the security men, they watch and protect in vain if God doesn't help them. And so any type of physical measures that we can put in place, I could go get a strap, keep it under my pillow in case someone's trying to burgle the house. I know I can defend the house. All these things are possible. But if God doesn't watch over the family, then there's nothing that anyone can do. So of course, I'll put all the measures in place. We've got Ringo, we've got security system in the yard. We've got all of those things. You know, as he's growing, I'm going to make sure he doesn't have access to phone, social media, till he's of age to really understand it, process it, everything like that. But ultimately, it's putting faith and trust in God alongside the physical measures and the natural measures that I believe will really help us, And that faith in God helps to put me at rest.
This is what you call a real man of God, you know. Bruh. It's really hard out here as well, man. So, yeah. Yeah. Let me ask Ronnie this one. Okay. Okay, this is a good one. Now that you're a father, do you understand some of the decisions your father made as a kid?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. I think when you're young, inexperienced, not married, no family, all of that, it's easy to look and be like, why'd you do that? Why did you do this? You could have done this. You're, you know, have all these judgments in your mind. But now that I'm a dad, I understand a lot of the decisions that my dad made, decisions, you know, in his personal life, decisions around the family, decisions in marriage, all these sorts of things. I can understand his perspective and his point of view. And I can speak to him about it now as well. About things that happened, things that he did, all these sorts of things.
Do you have a good relationship with your dad?
Yeah. We talk like we're like friends. Yeah, we talk. We have a good relationship, and I can understand like, and even when I talk to him and he explains things now that he couldn't have explained when I was younger because I'm too young to process that or to even hear that. But now as an adult, he can be like, yeah, I did this because of this. I did this because of this. All these sorts of things. Yeah, like when we were young, my dad traveled a lot, moved around a lot. At a point, my dad was working for the government. Like, at a point, he was a spy.
What?
Yeah, it's a spy, government spy. Yeah, so sometimes, like, I remember vividly opening my dad's bag when he was in the shower. I saw guns. I saw different foreign currencies. I saw some spray thing, bro.
I'll
be serious. It's like a movie. I took the spray and I sprayed it. I took the spray and I sprayed it in. Everyone in the house started choking. It was like we were all about to die. We had to run out of the house. This was in Ghana. Run out of the house, run out of the compound. We had to leave the street, the spray thing, whatever it was choking everyone. It was mad. So my dad was like, he's not your average human being. He's not your average person. So there was a lot to like unpack.
That's new information because I don't even know this still.
So there was a lot to like unpack.
Yeah.
When we were older.
Yeah.
With like things like, you know, waking up at like 4 a.m., having to move somewhere, like all these sorts of things and things like that. Yes.
Yeah. You really like so at that sort of age, when you're experiencing these sort of things, like what was you thinking?
You know
Like
what?
your dad going away for, let's say, a month or two, then coming back and then seeing all these sort of things. How did that kind of, what was your mind thinking? What was you going through when you're going through? Because you're still young, but you still have a mind. You still kind of understand.
Yeah.
So before having the conversation with him and asking my dad, what was your thought process?
I think I just thought it was like kind of normal. It's only when I got a bit older and I realized that there are different family dynamics, generally speaking. Like different families, have different dynamics. So that's when I can now analyze my family dynamics and think, oh, why is this like this? Or how come this is like this? All these sorts of things, right? You can start looking at it and being like, oh, this, all of this kind of stuff. So for me, it was kind of normal. And for me, my dad is like a disciplined person. Like he is big on discipline. Like you will do it. Whatever it is, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like
You're gonna do what I tell you to do. Do you hear me?
Yeah, like when my mom was trying to wake us up for school, my mom will have to like wake me up, wake up for time. She'll have to, at a point, she started saying like, oh, I'll make you breakfast. She'll make like bacon, eggs, sausage. Like she'll make all of this to encourage me to kind of like, oh, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. She'll make like all of these things to make me like get out of bed and like calm down and like get ready and go to school. She's trying to motivate me.
Yeah.
All my dad needs to do is wake up and I'll jump out of the bed. I'll jump out of the bed. And if I need extra time, I'll be like, Dad, can I please have 5 extra minutes? And he'll give me the 5 minutes, go back to his room. And all he needs to do is, Kwame, wake up. He doesn't need to come. He doesn't need to do anything. And I'll come and that'll be it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my dad's like a real man of discipline and like, yeah, you're gonna learn a day. That's that.
Do you feel like some of the...
So what I was saying was that made me sometimes like, okay, like it's fine when you go. It's like it's fine because when you go, I can be free. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can get that extra
yeah. I can do what I want, and I was like naturally bad.
Why though? You don't seem...
I know.
Again, I don't know. Yeah.
I know you can't imagine it now, but I was naturally inclined to go into like the bad groups and stuff like that. Like this is from when I was young in Ghana. But because they could beat you in school, I was kind of regulated. When I came here and I realized they can't beat you in school, that's when like I just like went like way off it. Yeah. but yeah, I think like that discipline thing made me sometimes feel like, oh, okay, it's okay when he's away because at least I can be free. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't deep it too much.
So is there anything that you've taken from your dad into how you parent your little one now?
Yeah, I think definitely that aspect of training him and being tough on him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like right now, everyone's soft and everyone's very like, oh, my truth, your truth. Let it be. Let him do what he wants. Let her do what he wants, like what she wants, so on and so forth. But I know already I'm the type of dad that's going to be very like strict, loving, compassionate, but strict and firm in terms of boundaries, in terms of things you can and can't do, how you're going to be, that sort of thing. My friend Sean, who you know, he's got his kids on smash.
Sean!
Oh, bro,
Oi.
They're 10 years old. They're twins, boys. He's got them on smash.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I spoke to Habibti, yeah, and I said to her that as soon as we have a kid, 6 weeks holiday, he's going straight to Sean. Nah, there's no messing around.
Yeah.
He's going straight to Sean.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear him.
Yeah.
Because I might even just make him godfather, grandfather, uncle. Bro, no.
Yeah.
His kids are so well-mannered.
Yeah.
So polite,
friendly.
so quiet.
Yeah.
So like...
Well behaved.
Oh, no, they're amazing kids, bro.
He said even when they don't want to do something he tells them to do, they're not allowed to show it in their facial expression. So if he says, go wash up and clean the whole house, that's like, yes, daddy. They can't even.
Do you know
They can't even be like. They
That's
can't.
robotic, bro.
Yeah, bro, and it's good because what I've realized is boys interpret discipline as love.
Yeah.
That's how boys don't interpret you just sit around, play PS5 from morning to evening, don't shower, don't brush your teeth, don't change your bed and don't clean your room.
Need some sort of
They interpret hardcore discipline as love.
But you know what? That was like the same thing with me and my dad.
Mm.
Like, don't get me wrong, my dad's my best friend, brother. But back then, like, the beef that used to go in my house, yeah, like, it's the same situation as you. My mum, you can get away with it. But my mum was on smoke as well. So you might get a little belt. She might throw something at you. This is back in the days before church services and all these pleases. Back then, beef was illegal. You get me? But my dad, hey, D, he wouldn't even say my name. He would say, hey, D. You already know straight away.
Yeah.
If my mum would say, wait till I tell your dad, I would cry for 1 hour before my dad gets home because I want to avoid any sort of disciplinary action.
Yeah.
Like,
I hear it. Bro, one time, I was messing around and my auntie said, my auntie got my dad on the phone and put me on the phone. And my dad said, if you don't stop messing around, I'm going to pass a machete through the phone and cut your legs off. And he never said machete. It's called cutlass. Do you know cutlass?
Oh, that's the
machete. Yeah.
Bro.
He said, I'm gonna pass it through the phone, and I started crying on the phone. I was like, I'm gonna stop. I started crying because I thought, as a child, I'm thinking, somehow it can happen. Yeah, I started crying. So yeah, like I was on smash, bro, because he's gonna take that curtain wire and just pat. If not, yeah, it's crazy. So, that discipline thing, I think I'm gonna really bring that into the home because I think it's so easy to let teachers, the internet, social media train your kids, and it's legitimate because we're tired. Bro, you go to work, you wake up at 6, you get home at 6, 7, you're tired. When do you have time to be like, do your homework, don't do this, following up on what they're doing? You don't have that kind of time. Do you get what I'm saying? But I've learned that if you don't do it, you're going to pay for it later. So
you actually pay for it later as well.
You pay for it one day when your child just slaps you in your face. You're like,
and you know
how did we get here? We got here because you were you were scrolling on TikTok when you were meant to be slapping your child.
But you know it's so mad though, because I feel like kids this day and age don't actually understand the importance of a father.
Yeah.
Dad plays, they play major roles.
100.
You know, just like how we've been disciplined in our lives is the reason why we've turned out to be half decent men now. Do you know what I mean? But before, like, it was crazy. And with us as well, I think we had the shame of someone coming and saying, your son, is this your son? Like, kids now, they don't even give a damn.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Like, aunties and uncles, there's Gen Z kids now telling aunties, shut up.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's true.
I watched one TikTok the other day, funny enough, and I saw one guy, he graduated, but all these aunties and that used to think he was a bad kid. So he's graduated, and he said, this is for all you dickhead aunties. And I'm thinking, what the hell?
Wow.
That's insane. Like, even if I thought my uncle was an idiot, I couldn't even think about let alone put it on the internet.
Yeah, that's
The
mad.
kids are mannerless.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand that what he does has repercussions on his family.
Yeah.
Doesn't understand that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So that discipline thing, I'm very, very, very big on that. I'm taking my kids, either you or Sean. Yeah, I'm gonna take my kid, I'm telling you. Okay, so last 2 questions. If you could write a letter to your son, you have 60 seconds. What would you say to him? Let me even time it as well.
I'll tell him to love and fear God. I think that the fear of God is something that even in the church has been lost in this world and in this dispensation. And so that would be my core message to him, because I think that if he has that as his foundation, then everything else will be okay. Because even in the hard times, he'll turn to God instead of turning to drugs, turning to women, turning to alcohol, turning to whatever it may be. He'll turn to God. So loving God, I think, is the most important. Fearing God brings a balance, because now I love him as a father, but I fear him as a judge of my soul and as Lord of my life. So combining those two, loving God, fearing God, I think that's what I'll try to arm him with as much as possible. Having a personal relationship with God is what I'll focus on teaching him, because anything else that I teach him is wishy-washy, and anything else I teach him is not a sure foundation.
That's amazing, man.
How many seconds was that?
That was 56 seconds.
Oh, okay. Just
Took
on
4
time.
seconds. You can tell him you love him in that 4 seconds.
I love you, Isaiah. Love and fear God first, but I love you as well.
Okay, and last one. What message would you give to up and coming fathers?
I would say, take ownership of your home and take responsibility of your home. The first problem we had in the garden was Adam trying to blame Eve. Yeah. And then Eve trying to blame the serpent for the fall. Yeah. But man is responsible. God gave man dominion. So as a man, learn masculinity. Learn how to be the man of the home. Learn how to lead your family financially. Lead your family spiritually. Don't allow external forces, Instagram, TikTok, social media, friends, to determine what's happening in your household.
Keep telling you, serious man of God. So, Pastor, Apostle, thank you so much for your time, for your wisdom. I literally pray God covers you in his precious blood.
Amen.
I hope he covers your family.
Amen.
I hope he guides you. Anything your heart desires.
Amen.
May he answer all your prayers, man. Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you too. Thank you for doing this, because
this is amazing.
We don't have enough black male role models in a positive way, especially in the homes. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for bringing your dad on to talk about things, and all the fathers you're bringing on, man.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Guys, I've been your boy John Wick. This is another episode of my pastor. Hey, do not forget to like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow my pastor as well, because he's got the words of wisdom. Change your life, give your life to Christ. On that note, it's your boy Rico, and I'm out.